Jack Reacher, Never Go Back is a new film by Tom Cruise, and it's a sequel to the 2012 movie Jack Reacher. And I really loved the first movie. They were some of my dad's favorite books, and I read some of them. They're pretty good. I mean, they're nothing amazing, but they're good, like, action thriller books. And the first movie was a really above average action movie. Like, had a lot of great action scenes, especially the car scenes where Tom Cruise actually did all the stunt driving. And there are also some great scenes, like a really memorable one was in the bathroom, and it's like so original. Like he's surprised, and they almost get the better of him, but he's able to win. He's not perfect, Jack Reacher. But in this movie, Never Go Back, first of all, it's a bad title. It doesn't really make any sense for the movie. Like, there's never a reference to not being able to go back. But for the actual movie, it's just, I think, good. It's incredibly mediocre. And it's just, I'm not sure what happened. It really just feels like a cash grab. It feels like everyone was just phoning it in, and that no one had, wanted to do anything with the film. Like, no one had any love for what they're doing. They're just, making a quick buck. And it's just not very good. So the setup for this movie is that, Reacher is out doing stuff. In the beginning of the movie, they skip over an action scene. Like, they come upon a scene where he has beat up a bunch of people. It's in the trailer. And, the scene is cool, but why wouldn't you start with him actually doing the fight instead of doing the answer hand? But basically, he flirts with the woman that was now has taken over for his job that he used to work at as the military police. So Reacher goes to D.C. to meet up with this girl, and she's been arrested for conspiracy to commit murder, or they never really explained it too much, but two of the people that are under her were killed, and for some reason they're blaming her for it. So, now he has to get her out of prison. But, in the first movie, it was a mystery, a thriller. Like, there was a mystery they had to kind of solve, who this person that was killing all these people, who assassinated all these people. And you have, different people who might be, and it's interesting. In this one, almost immediately, the mystery is solved. Like, it's that defense contractor. Yeah, defense contractors are horrible. They're the ones that did this. Okay, cool. And then, that while Reacher is trying to save her, they frame him, too, for murdering people. And it's just goofy. Like, the writing is so bad. And I haven't read the book that this is based on. I've read some other ones, not this one. I don't know if they actually took any of it from the story or not, but I think the screenwriting is just horrible. The weirdest thing happens when, he goes to see the girl's lawyer and try to figure out, why she's being arrested. Like, the lawyer, sometimes it's like, I see you're a deadbeat dad. Oh, you're not a good guy. You think you're a good guy, but you're not. And they're like, Dad? I never had a baby. And it's just so, there's no leading up to it. There's nothing about, the guy just randomly comes up and says, I see you're a deadbeat dad. And it's so completely random that it doesn't really make any sense. So then, of course, now he breaks Colby Smulders out of jail, and he and the people that are after him, the assassins sent by the defense contractor, they want to go after his daughter. So he has to save her, and they go on a road trip, and that's the movie. And the movie could almost be exactly the same if he just got rid of this girl. And this girl is just, her acting is bad. The others aren't good either. They're not putting any heart into it, but her acting is bad. And her story doesn't make any sense. Jack Reacher is a douchebag to these people the whole time. He's a dick. he's horrible to them. And he doesn't grow. Like, if you're going to do almost like a family story, because like while they're hiding, while they're looking for who, like, what's going on, you know, the Colby Smulders is the mom, Jack Reacher is the dad, and this girl is the daughter, and they kind of create like a nuclear family. And you know, you think that you'd use that to have the character grow or have him, you know, do something, but they don't. He's a dick to them the whole time, and then it's weird. I'm gonna start getting into spoiler territory a bit. So they while they are in this apartment in New Orleans, and the girl, the Chloe Smulders is the love interest is teaching the possible daughter some defense, some self defense. And this is that, like, if a guy is behind you holding a gun to your head, you take the gun and you know, kick him in the nuts or do something like that. And you know, and that, while they're teaching it, Jack Reacher comes up and is like, "Oh, that's, if you have to do that, it's pointless, or you're already dead," or something like that. And when they do this, they set us up as like, "I think you're foreshadowing the climax of this movie. I'm pretty sure the anti-Jack Reacher guy is going to get the daughter, have a gun to her head, and he's going to say something, and she's going to go, wah! And they're going to save the day. And that's it." And it happens exactly like that. Like, it's impressive that they actually did that and didn't think, "Is this stupid? Should we do this?" Like, I mean, it is so goofy. Like, it's so horrible writing. It's so cliched. But that's what they do. And, you know, that's the thing, one thing I talk about the fighting isn't that good. Like, I mean, the previous movies, the action was really good, and this one is just completely generic. And the biggest problem is, you know, in the books, Jack Reacher would probably might tower over me, and I'm 6'5". So he's like has over a foot taller than Tom Cruise, and he's probably over 100 pounds heavier than Tom Cruise. So I mean, the books, I mean, he's a great fighter. Like, I mean, he has a lot of skills, but he overpowers his enemies, his people. Like, he is a bit of a brute. And in the movie, Tom Cruise's fighting style is still that of a brute, even though he's a tiny little munchkin. Like, he fights like every punch has the power to knock people out. And even like in the plane, they go and he gives 2 punches to this guy that's following them and knocks him out. And no one notices, even though if you hit someone hard enough in the jaw with a bare knuckle fist, you're gonna hear a loud pop. There's gonna be a loud crack, and people are in a plane and they go, "Did you just knock that guy out?" But no, he passes out for the rest of the couple-hour flight and doesn't wake up until afterwards when they're looking for what happened in the plane or whatever. And it's just stupid. But you know, if Tom Cruise is gonna be beating all these people, and sometimes like 4-on-1 he can like beat them all, like he does it. He's not quick. He's not fast. He's that skilled. You know, it's mostly a brutish fighting style, and he wouldn't have the strength to back that up, and it's odd, you know. But I mean, that's just the first movie that everyone would wonder why Tom Cruise would be cast at it. But you know, he has a name, he has a face, and he is an action star now. So, you know, what you gonna do? Well, it's weird. Like, if you think you change up the fighting style a little to make it slightly more believable, but they don't even try. So from now on, I'm going to talk about the end, and I can't really talk about how stupid the ending is without completely spoiling it. So if you want to see the movie still, you know, go ahead. I'd probably give it a 4 out of 10, 4.5 out of 10. It's not a good movie. But I mean, if you want to go see it, like, you want to stop the movie now, stop the video now. But okay, so the whole movie, you've had this daughter character, and it's all pointless, but you know, it's fine. Like, and it's still like, you think that they would grow and they would like each other, and the film, it seems like they're trying to say that, But when they meet up after the climax of the film, they're like, oh, he's talking to her, and he's like, shut up. And it's supposed to be, like, endearing, I think, but it comes off as douchebaggy. It comes off like Tom Cruise is a dick. But it's supposed to be like, ha 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 ha, oh, you're so funny, you told me to shut up. And it's just, but then, he's in this restaurant, and right when I saw this woman waiting on him, I was like, oh, that's her mom. Okay. And, she goes in and is like, oh, I want to meet your mom or whatever. I think I know who I slept with. And I'm like, no, you don't. My mom's been waiting on you for the past hour, and neither of you recognize each other. It's like, oh, I'm not your dad? Oh, I was getting used to being your dad. And that's it. I don't see the point of it. If she's not his daughter, what's the point of that whole subplot? Just get her out of there. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And even more, like, how did this chick know Jack Reacher's name? Because she submitted this thing saying that Jack Reacher was the baby daddy. Like, where'd she come up with the name Jack Reacher? He has his record is like pretty scrubbed clean. So I mean, where did they get Jack Reacher? Why does everyone think that he's a dad? It doesn't make any sense. It makes like 0 sense. I don't know what they were thinking when they did that. Backtrack a little bit to the actual end before the epilogue, but if they confront the general or whatever, the ex-general in charge of the defense contractor, and it's so goofy. They're like looking at the weapons they're bringing back home, and they're like, oh, there's nothing in the boxes. Oh, we were wrong. I guess we'll go to jail now. But then they're like, wait a minute. You're putting drugs in the rocket launchers, are you? Let me check. And yep, there's a bunch of opium and shit in the rocket launchers. And it's just so goofy. Like, I thought that there'd be something more to it. Like, all it is drug dealing? I mean, it's just goofy. Like, oh, okay, the defense contractors are bad people and they're also drug dealers. Okay, they're not just selling weapons to the bad people, they're also taking drugs from them. Okay, that's fine. Like, you think it'd be something interesting, but it's just not. It's just some generic bad guy that's, screwing people over, and he has so much power. Like, he's able to convict high-ranking military police for crimes they didn't commit, and, like, no one questions it. Like, how are they so powerful? They're a defense contractor that's they're not doing good. The whole idea of this, why they're doing this, is that they're losing money. They're going bankrupt. So how they still have so much influence on the military? And they never explain, like, one guy who's randomly killed for no reason, like, is dirty. But then someone else has to be dirty or higher up. Like, I mean, but they never even explain it. Like, it's no mystery. It's just a bad movie. Like, it doesn't really feel like a Jack Reacher movie, or it doesn't feel like that character is Jack Reacher. Instead of calling it Jack Reacher Never Go Back, they should have just called it Tom Cruise Generic Action Flick. And, that's a much better title. That's what the movie is. And it's not good. Don't bother seeing it. I was incredibly disappointed by it. So, that's it. Thanks for watching.